017 Why William Branham is Special by AI. googleAI is a tool for research. It is not the say-all of perfect truth, but it is an expression of how AI views things. First, some info from AI. Next, a statement about it all. When asked why William Branham is special, AI sees him this way. William Branham was undeniably a significant and complex figure in the 20th century church world, particularly within Pentecostal and Charismatic circles. Here's a breakdown of why he was considered special by many, alongside the controversies that surround his legacy. Reasons why William Branham was considered special. Initiator of the Post-World War II Healing Revival. Many historians and participants recognize Branham as the spark that ignited the healing revival movement in the late 1940s and 1950s. This movement saw a significant public display of what were believed to be miraculous healings. Massive healing campaigns. Branham held large, interdenominational meetings where numerous accounts of miraculous healings were reported. Historians like David Harrell considered him and Oral Roberts the giants of this movement, with Branham as the unlikely leader. Gift of discernment and word of knowledge. Branham was known for claiming a supernatural ability to discern people's illnesses and reveal personal details without prior knowledge, which many attendees believed to be a genuine spiritual gift. Influence on televangelism and charismatic movement. He is credited by some Christian historians as a principal architect of restorationist thought for charismatics and had a lasting impact on the rise of televangelism and the modern charismatic movement. International recognition. Branham's ministry extended beyond North America, drawing significant attention and followers worldwide. Pillar of fire. Many of his followers believed in the visible manifestation of a pillar of fire during his meetings, which they interpreted as a divine sign. However, William Branham's ministry and teachings were also highly controversial. Divergent theology. Branham developed theological views that differed from traditional Pentecostal and Charismatic doctrines, incorporating elements of Calvinism, Arminianism, dispensationalism, and his unique eschatological interpretations. These views were increasingly rejected by his contemporaries as revelatory madness. Serpent seed doctrine and racial teachings. His controversial teachings, including the serpent seed doctrine and certain racial views, alienated many of his former supporters. Rejection of denominationalism. Branham taught that membership in Christian denominations was connected to the mark of the beast, further isolating him from mainstream Christianity. Cult of personality. Despite his own denials, some of his closest followers developed a cult of personality around him, treating his sermons as oral scripture, the message. Questionable claims and embellishments. Investigative journalists and others accused Branham of fraud, pointing to instances where people pronounced healed later died and evidence suggesting unproven, staged miracles. There were also claims that he embellished his early life story. False prophecies. Branham made a personal prediction that the end of the world would occur in or before 1977, which obviously did not come to pass. Influence on notorious figures. He had a relationship with Roy Davis, a leader in the Ku Klux Klan, who baptized and ordained him. He also played a role in the early ministry of Jim Jones of the People's Temple. In conclusion, William Branham was indeed a very special figure in the church world, primarily for his role in initiating and leading the post-World War II healing revival and his profound influence on the subsequent charismatic movement. He was seen by many as a powerful man of God with extraordinary gifts. However, his later theological developments and controversial teachings led to significant criticism and division, and his legacy remains highly debated and complex. End of AI. How is this to be interpreted? There seems to be an endless babbling, or babbling, of opinions about William Branham. This could apply. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. Proverbs 21:9. Just replace the word woman with message. A legacy is a tricky analysis of someone. Just know that William Branham left a vast legacy historically. The history cannot be denied. William Branham shook the church world. Love him or hate him or anything in between, the history of the healing movement in the 1940s, 1950s, and 1960s is solid history. It really happened. It's really true. William Branham is the key historical figure for it. Step 2. Was William Branham a prophet of biblical proportions? That is a fair question. Youth ask it often. If not out loud, they hide the question within. Now many critics who consider themselves as prophet experts, though none of them that we found have ever been a prophet, like to prove William Branham as a charlatan versus a true prophet. That is fine if they think that to be their purpose in life. People easily sink in the cauldron of true false yes no has to be can't be give me errors give me proofs arguments, teachings, and debates. But if looking at his clear statements of what he saw his ministry is, Revelation 10:7 making Malachi 4:6b happen in a believer's life, it becomes a very easy choice for an individual to either agree or disagree or just let all enough alone. Or as psychologicals say, fight it, flee it, or face it. So much of what is argued about can be scooted to the side once William Branham's view of his ministry is seen in its simplicity. The rest can be debated all day. But his own words over and over and over is to point people back to the Pentecost fathers on the day of Pentecost, around 33 AD or 33 CE. And William Branham wasn't even there. So if a person time travels, what part of William Branham's ministry would be important in the day of Pentecost and just after? That should be the focus. JLE